Alright, so I just want to talk a little bit about war in general. Now, I know I made a video about the Iraq War and, this whole reinvasion of Iraq, you know. And I'm sick of war. I'm sick of us going to war. And the video title is War Is A Racket, which actually is General Smedley Butler's book on war. He was, I think, two-time Congressional Medal of Honor winner. And at the time of his death, he was the most decorated Marine in ever in the United States. So yeah, he knew his shit. I mean, I got his YouTube page or Wikipedia page here, and yeah, Wikipedia is pretty much credible, people. I mean, I never seen anything on Wikipedia that's bullshit. Um, and basically, you look him up. He's a pretty legit, I mean, Marine. He was a major general, the highest ranked authorized at the time. 34-year career as a Marine. Received 16 medals, 5 for heroism. Yeah, received the Medal of Honor twice. So he obviously is a pretty big fucking person in the fucking Marines. And he made a book called War Is A Racket. And, I should probably read that book. But he basically talks about how war is bad. He said that he wasn't fighting for America. I mean, that's the biggest lie ever. When they tell you, oh, let's give thanks to the soldiers who are fighting for our freedoms. You always hear that. I always hear people saying that. Whether it be in prayers at churches or schools or just in general. Let's give thanks for our soldiers who are fighting for our freedoms. Because that is the most, crazy ass bullshit ever. You're fighting for our freedom. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, ever since 9/11, they're like, oh, the soldiers are protecting us from our freedoms by going into Afghanistan. They're keeping us free. Well, let me tell you something. Ever since 9/11, our fucking privacy, our rights have gone down the toilet. I mean, war isn't done to protect us. It's done for corporate interest and the interest of, to keep us, to take away our rights. And so, and he said, General Smedley Butler, whenever he would go to war, he wasn't fighting for America. He was fighting for the fruit corporations, because when the fruit corporations wouldn't cooperate, I believe it was in South America, some country or some area. I believe it was South America. He said they would send us down to South America. We would confront the fruit people, and then they would go ahead and sell the fruit to America, or wherever it went. So there you go. Basically, the troops are there for corporate interest, not the public's or the majority's interest, or just America in general. They're there for corporate interest, not us. They're not there to protect us. So, people will continue to say that. It just pisses me off when I hear that, though. Like, acting like soldiers went into Iraq to protect us, to save us, to protect us. Like, I mean, how has the Iraq War benefited us? It cost like $800 billion or some crazy number like that. That's not fucking chump change, people. That's 800 fucking billion dollars. And they said, we would make our money back in the oil. We haven't, people. Lies. Just lies. And they told us, oh, there's WMDs there, people. We gotta protect against WMDs and ties to Al Qaeda. They said there was ties to Al Qaeda in Iraq. Lies, lies, lies. And I was watching, I thought this was pretty funny. I was watching one of Jesse Ventura's interviews on Iraq, and he says, if we invade Iraq again, Dick Cheney and George Bush should be at the head. Should be the first two people in there. I thought that was funny. And it's retarded, how the president, sits behind a fucking desk and he just basically sends people to war when he's not even going to war. I mean, I'm not saying the president should go to war, but it's like, presidents will send, like George Bush will just send people to war, but if it was himself going to war, he would never go to war. Like Dick Cheney he had 5 deferments, and he actually killed a guy, I believe, hunting, and it was an accident, so he does not know how to fucking fight or use a gun. So he was never in the Marines or the Army. But he'll be happy to send other people to war and kill other people, while he's making like some crazy number. I believe it was like he made $35 billion. His company Halliburton off the Iraq War. Some fucking crazy ass high number. Yeah, that's just a coincidence, people. That's coincidence. That Dick Cheney made fucking $35 billion off the war in Iraq. Yeah, nothing to be suspicious of there. I mean, and where's the mainstream media during all this? I mean, that should be a top story. Dick Cheney's company makes $35 billion on Iraq war. And then you also got George Bush coming out saying that God helped them make the choice to invade Iraq. If God does exist, but that's a video for a different day. But yeah, if God exists, he would never want George Bush to invade Iraq. So that is complete bullshit right there. The whole fucking idea of war. I mean, go back, and this is lies about war. It just isn't a recent thing. You go back to, I believe, the war with Spain, U.S. war with Spain in 1898, I believe it was also based on lies with the blowing up of the Maine. I believe it happened in Cuba. And they said Spain did it, but it was actually just a fucking mistake, probably. They didn't know what happened at first, and then, they're like, oh, Spain did it, and the media started blaming Spain. A lie right there. And then you go to World War I with the blowing up of the Lusitania. Another lie right there. They said, oh, the Germans just blew up a ship in the middle of the ocean. They just did it for no fucking reason, to get at America. And then it turns out that ship was carrying fucking like explosives and weapons to the Allied powers. So yeah, was Germany at fault for exploding it? Maybe, but they lied about it. They said it was just a regular ship. So, and then you flash forward, with Pearl Harbor. I haven't done a lot of research. I have not done a lot of research on Pearl Harbor. There's just so many things to research on. So I don't know if it was, if FDR knew about it before it happened. But it sure seems likely with all these wars and false flags that happened before wars. And then you flash forward to Vietnam with the Gulf of Tonkin incident, and then not happening. McNamara admits that it never happened. Just lies to Iraq, as I've talked about, to 9/11, which I am fucking, pretty much convinced 100% that was a fucking done, the government was involved in 9/11. I am fucking convinced, pretty much. But there are so many fucking holes in that story. I have so many unanswered questions about that. I actually made a video, if you want to go check it out, 10 reasons why 9/11 was an inside job. So yeah, war is not done, again, to protect us against freedoms. It's done for corporate interests like Halliburton and all these, military-industrial complex, which, I've said this before, the military-industrial complex, the relationship between the government and the companies that provide supplies for war. It needs something to fuel, and war is its fuel. So we're just going to keep making, going to war, making up bogus reasons why we need to go to war. Like terrorism. Yeah, let's go to war because of terrorism. When terrorism, like the things that have killed more people than terrorism, like honeybees, bathtubs, deer running in front of people's cars, have killed more people than terrorism. Should we start a war with deer? Start fucking massacring deer? It's ridiculous. And it's totally being used to restrict our freedoms, with all these fucking, wars. They're trying to tell us that, everybody could be a terrorist now, they're giving us this big fear of terrorism, like, watch out for terrorists, in America, and just giving this big fucking fear. And everybody's afraid of terrorism. But yet, people will get drunk and drive, and people will do drugs, and they won't be afraid of that. They won't be afraid of the most likely things that people die of, like car crashes. Oh, but we're so scared of terrorists terrorism, which kills like fucking 10 Americans, or like it's a very I think it's in single digits. It kills like 2 American. I don't know. It's a low number per year. You know, it's a false fucking fear. You know, that people are scared of. It's just like sharks in the water. You know, like sharks kill something like 70, I think, people a year. Yet people are afraid to swim. Yeah, I'm not afraid to swim. I'll go and fucking play in the fucking ocean in Myrtle Beach all day. I've done that. It's fun. You know, and I see people afraid to swim. I'm like, hey, you like cars kill like 100, you know, thousands of fucking people a day. Sharks kill like 70 a year, or you know, thousands of people per year. Did I say day? I think I said day. I meant cars kill thousands of people per year. Sharks kill like 70 a day or 70 a year. Yeah, people are afraid to swim. So I mean, it's just false fears. And war, again, it's just for money. You know, just for fucking money. And our defense spending, we spend like $800 billion on, or some, it's in the hundred billions per year on defense spending, which used to be, I don't know if this is still true, but I know a few years ago it was, we spent more, you know, we were number one in defense spending in the top 25, or I think it was 25 or 26 countries combined. You could add all their defense spending up and it still would be less than ours. And like every country except one of those countries was our allies. So I mean, we just spent all this money on war, billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars on war. Well, we got a $17 trillion debt. We got people living on poverty, hard-working people too. You know, it's a real shame when you get somebody working hard, you know, maybe working a minimum wage job or two, you know, working 10, 12 hours a day, making 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever dollars a day, and not being able to make, you know, a living to provide for themselves or their family, and then they get kicked out of their house. You know, that's a real shame when you actually have hardworking people who are willing to work hard, and then people might say, oh, you know, they should have got a better education, and you know, well, they're fucking working hard. You know, you might as well give them fucking money to fucking live. Oh yeah, but we gotta fight against terrorism, people. Yeah, let's fucking bomb, you know, all these other countries some more and send more troops into fucking countries. Yeah, let's do that. While we have people working hard, fucking blood, sweat, and tears, not fucking making it and fucking being, you know, their houses foreclosed. You know, it's a real shame. You know, when you see people like that who work hard, but you know, the government's spending too much on war and other shit, so they're fucked. You know, so those people, you know, those poor people who actually work hard are fucked. When all these corporations and like Dick Cheney's making $35 billion on the Iraq War, you know, that criminal Dick Cheney, yeah, fucking tar Dick Cheney, you know, I fucking hate that guy. It's pretty obvious that he went to war and advocated for war for Halliburton in his personal interest. You know, I think that $35 billion should be taken and given to the fucking poor people, or you know, or distributed evenly among Americans. You know, give us, you know, a little bit of money there. Yeah, that would be nice. You know, give us $35 billion divided by 300 million. Yeah, you know, that's what about $100 per fucking family. You know, or person in fucking U.S., something like that. It's about 100. Yeah, well, that would be nice. It's more than 100, I think, actually. Or, you know, I don't know how many people live in America. 400, I don't know. But that would be nice, you know. I would love $100. Yeah, you know, that would be awesome. But, yeah, basically war is a racket, as General Smedley Butler said. And I agree with him, and we should not start a war unless we are attacked by another country. And our troops should only be able to go 500 miles away from our borders. That's what he said, and I agree with it. War is a racket. War is fought for corporate interests, not our freedoms, people. Our freedoms are being taken away. Don't you fucking realize that? Holy shit. I mean, the Patriot Act. Wake up, people. Wake up. Yeah, we don't have freedom. Our freedoms aren't getting greater. They're getting much less. So stop saying that troops are fighting for our freedoms, because they're not. So there you go, people. War is a racket. Let's stop all these useless wars, and let's use some of that money to fund our personal needs and our personal and our problems here in America. So there you go, people.